introduction of poem. In the introduction of this poem, I will also discuss some important points. So now let's start with the name of Allah. The poem Kubla Khan was published in 1816, but it was written in 1797. About the origin of the poem, Coleridge himself says that in 1797 he was not feeling well. He went to a lonely farm between Porlock and Lenton. The doctor prescribed anodyne. From its effect, he fell asleep. Before falling asleep, he was reading the following lines from Purchase's Pilgrimage. These are the quoted words from that. In Zunedo did Kubla Khan build a stately palace encompassing 16 miles of plain ground. Then, when he reached at the above lines, Peel asleep, he slept for almost 3 hours very profoundly. During this time, 200 to 300 lines of this poem came to him in his dream. Along with the lines, the images of the places were also seen in the dream. When he got off, he had a very clear recollection of the lines. He took his pen, ink, and paper and started writing. After writing some portion of the poem, someone came on his business from Porlock and kept him busy for an hour. When he came back to his table, he did not remember the rest of the lines. Kubla Khan is a dream. As a dream switches from one idea to the other. In this poem, 2 ideas switch from idea to idea. It has not one but 3 themes corresponding to its 3 parts. In the past part, there is the description of the river Alf and its surrounding. The second part describes the vision of a girl. The third part shows a poet in frenzy. In addition to this, the poem shows Coleridge as a great romantic poet. Now I have to come towards more deep in the poem. So in the first part, Kubla decreases a stately pleasure dome, the central and recurrent image of the poem. We are given the description of the pleasure garden and other natural beauties. This picture gives an image of earthly paradise. Life is compared to the river flow. The second part compares the picture of Kubla's paradise, but introduces a note of fear and turmoil. The image of rebounding hail and choppy grain are used. They are used as similes. The river in the poem perhaps represents life. The river flows slowly with a mazy motion. Mazy motion represents the twists and turns of life. It flows through vast gardens and at last enters chaos measureless to man. It then enters the lifeless ocean, which symbolizes death. At the beginning of the third part, there is a geographical change of scene. Coleridge switches from Kubla's paradise to Mount Aurora. He affirms that he too could build the whole miraculous dome of Kubla if he could revive the vision induced in him by the singing of Abyssinian night. It will give a deep delight to him, and it would be said that he had fed on honey dew and drunk the milk of paradise. The milk of paradise. The basic features of Coleridge's poetic art is his ability to render supernatural phenomena with art history. This is also a characteristic of romantic poetry. There are some phrases in this poem which create an unnatural atmosphere. The caverns measureless to man, sunless sea, woman waiting for her diamond lover, the mighty fountain burst momently from that romantic chasm are all images which create an atmosphere of mystery and arouse away. The romantic poetry is also characterized by sensuousness. There are sensuous phrases and pictures in Kubla Khan. The bright garden, the incense bearing trees with sweet blossoms, the sunny spot of greenery, rocks vaulting like rebounding hail, the sunless caverns. All these are highly sensuous images. The Abyssinian maid playing on her dulcimer also shows the height of imagination and sensuousness of Coleridge. He has used beautiful similes in shows, beautiful similes in showing himself a highly sensuous poet. Reference to the distant and far off places emphasizes the romantic character of Kubla Khan. Zunedo, Alf, and Mount Abora are all distant places. This poem consists of highly suggestive lines, which is also a characteristic of romantic poetry. The picture of woman wailing for her diamond lover under a waiting moon is a very suggestive. Structurally speaking, Kubla Khan has three main parts, having a description of the river Alf, a vision, and then the poet in frenzy. However, the poem is a representative of romanticism Coleridge. Romanticism of the Coleridge head.